Today, we dive into a story where the glitz of professional sports collides with the shadows of organized crime. At the center, NBA Hall of Famer and coach Chauncey Billups, now facing federal charges. This isn't just about a poker game. It's about a web connecting NBA stars, high-stakes gamblers, and notorious mob families. 31 suspects are involved, including former NBA player Damon Jones and alleged members of the Bonanno, Genovese, and Gambino crime families. Prosecutors allege a sophisticated cheating scheme that stole over $7 million from wealthy players. The scandal erupted when federal agents made sweeping arrests in late October 2025. Billups, then head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, was taken into custody, stunning the NBA world. Just months earlier, he'd been inducted into the Hall of Fame and signed a new contract. Overnight, his career and reputation were thrown into chaos. The Trailblazers placed him on unpaid leave, and his future in basketball is now uncertain. What makes this case so gripping is the cast: a beloved sports hero, alleged mobsters like Tommy Juice Gelardo and Angelo Ruggiero Jr., and a network of high rollers. Authorities claim NBA stars were used to lure wealthy victims, making the games look legitimate. The mix of fame, money, and danger feels straight out of a Hollywood script. But for those involved, the stakes and consequences are all too real. This case exposes the hidden temptations in the world of pro sports and high-stakes gambling. It's a collision of trust, celebrity, and criminal enterprise. How did a respected athlete like Billups end up here? That's the question everyone is asking. As the investigation unfolds, the answers may shake the foundations of both the NBA and the criminal underworld. The story is just beginning. November 24, 2025. Brooklyn Federal Courthouse. The largest ceremonial courtroom is packed. 31 defendants, including Chauncey Billups, face serious charges. Lawyers confer quietly. Reporters fill the gallery, scribbling every detail. Judge Ramon Reyes presides over the tense proceedings. Billups, in a sharp gray suit, stands before the judge and pleads not guilty to conspiracy and money laundering. His family is there, co-signing his $5 million bond, a public show of support. Damon Jones, another ex-NBA player, faces charges in this case, and a related sports betting ring. Alleged mobsters Tommy Juice Gelardo and Angelo Ruggiero Jr. are denied bail, remaining in custody. The courtroom is a study in contrasts. Sports icons and reputed mobsters, all swept up in the same scandal. For Billups, it's the start of a fight to clear his name. For others, a long legal battle from behind bars. Billups must surrender his passport, avoid gambling, and have no contact with co-defendants or victims. These strict conditions underscore the gravity of the case. The legal journey ahead will be long and complex. The alliances and betrayals in this room hint at the tangled web behind the poker scheme. The first court appearance is just the opening move in a high-stakes legal game. The outcome could reshape lives and reputations forever. The world is watching as the case unfolds. The next chapter will be written in court. How did the scheme work? Prosecutors say it relied on star power. Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones were the face cards, the trusted NBA icons who drew wealthy players to exclusive private poker games. These weren't casino games. They took place in luxury apartments and high-roller suites in cities like New York, Las Vegas, and Miami. The presence of sports celebrities made the games feel safe and elite. Victims believed they were enjoying a night of cards with basketball legends, never suspecting the fix was in. Prosecutors allege Billups and Jones actively recruited players, knowing the games were rigged. In return, they were promised a share of the profits. The scheme targeted high-net-worth individuals who would never have attended a backroom game run by strangers. But an invitation from a famous athlete lowered their guard. The indictment claims the NBA stars' reputations were the key to the scam's success. Without their celebrity endorsement, the operation would have struggled to attract victims. The games ran for years, raking in millions. For fans, the idea that trusted athletes could be involved in such a scheme is hard to accept. But that's what prosecutors are determined to prove in court. The face cards made the con possible. The cheating was high-tech and meticulously planned. Prosecutors allege the poker tables were rigged with X-ray devices, letting conspirators see through cards as they were dealt. Manipulated card shufflers ensured certain players always got winning hands, while victims were set up to lose. Some cheaters wore special contact lenses to read invisible ink markings on the cards. Hidden cameras and earpieces allowed real-time communication. Someone in another room could signal the cheaters at the table. The result, a nearly foolproof system that guaranteed the house always won. Victims thought they were playing a fair, high-stakes game with celebrities. In reality, they were trapped in a web of technology and collusion. Prosecutors say this was no friendly game gone wrong. It was a calculated criminal enterprise. The operation's sophistication shows just how far the conspirators went to defraud their targets. Trust in the celebrity hosts made the illusion complete. The outcome was always predetermined. The perfect con, hidden in plain sight. The mob's involvement takes this case to another level. Prosecutors allege the Gambino, Genovese, and Bonanno crime families provided muscle and protection for the poker operation. In exchange for a cut of the profits, the mob kept rival criminals away and enforced debts, sometimes with threats or violence. If a victim didn't pay up, mob enforcers stepped in. Tommy Juice Gelardo and Angelo Ruggiero Jr. are accused of being the mob's key players in the scheme. Their family names carry weight in organized crime circles, suggesting the games were under serious criminal control. The threat of violence ensured the money kept flowing. This wasn't just about cheating at cards, it was about using fear to enforce the scam. The FBI is determined to dismantle the network behind the operation. The mob connection is why the charges, and potential punishments, are so severe. The case is about more than fraud. It's about the enduring reach of organized crime. The stakes couldn't be higher. Who are the people at the heart of this scandal? Chauncey Billups, 49, is an NBA legend, Finals MVP, 5-time All-Star, and respected coach. His nickname, Mr. Big Shot, came from his clutch performances. Damon Jones, another NBA veteran, was known for his three-point shooting and later became a coach. Their alleged involvement shocked the sports world. On the other side, Angelo Ruggiero Jr., son of a notorious Gambino enforcer, and Tommy Juice Gelardo, described as a Bonanno family soldier. These mob connections span generations, linking old-school crime families to modern schemes. The case also includes other poker players and associates, each with their own role in the conspiracy. The NBA stars brought glamour, the mobsters brought fear. Together they formed a partnership that prosecutors say defrauded millions. The cast of characters is as complex as the case itself. Their fates are now intertwined in a federal courtroom. The November 24th arraignment was just the beginning. All 31 suspects, including Billups, pleaded not guilty. Billups was released on a $5 million bond, secured by his Colorado home and co-signed by his family. Strict conditions: no gambling, no contact with co-defendants, and no travel abroad. Alleged mobsters Gelardo and Ruggiero Jr. were denied bail and remain in jail. Prosecutors announced that plea negotiations have already begun. Some defendants may cooperate in exchange for lighter sentences, a common tactic in complex cases. Judge Reyes has labeled the case complex, meaning a long timeline and mountains of evidence. The next major court date is set for March 2026, with a possible trial in September. Legal teams are now sifting through evidence and preparing their strategies. The outcome could hinge on who decides to make a deal. The legal battle promises to be as dramatic as the scandal itself. The stakes: freedom, reputation, and the truth. With arraignments over, the focus shifts to preparation. Defense lawyers will comb through thousands of documents, recordings, and witness statements. Plea deals are likely. Prosecutors may use the threat of long sentences to encourage cooperation. Lower-level players could testify against the main targets, including Billups and the alleged mobsters. If Billups goes to trial, it will be a public spectacle, with his career and reputation on the line. The charges carry potential sentences of up to 20 years each, plus hefty fines. Even an acquittal may not repair the damage to his legacy. The next court date in March 2026 will reveal whether the case is headed for a massive trial or a series of plea deals. The legal chess match is underway. The outcome will echo far beyond the courtroom. At its core, this is a story about trust and betrayal. Billups built his career on trust, from teammates, coaches, and fans. Prosecutors say he used that trust to lure victims into a rigged game. The case is a warning about the dangers of fame, money, and the company you keep. Even heroes can be drawn into the shadows. The legal process will determine guilt or innocence, but reputations are already at risk. The NBA poker scandal is a cautionary tale for anyone in the spotlight. In an instant, a lifetime's reputation can be threatened. The truth will emerge in court, but the story will be remembered for years. When the bright lights of the NBA met the darkness of the underworld, the stakes were never higher.